I've wanted to start this channel for a long time, but I haven't for two main reasons. The first is that I struggle with perfectionism. I wanted to have the perfect channel name, a great place to film, stacks of written content so I could post really consistently. I wouldn't have said that perfectionism was preventing me, but if I'm honest with myself, that was a real factor. The second reason I hadn't started was because I was afraid what the response might be from various people. Again, I wouldn't have said that this was preventing me because I knew it shouldn't, but realistically it was. After Charlie Kirk was assassinated for being outspoken about his political beliefs that were motivated by his faith, I knew there could be a tendency to further that fear and not say anything. But I also knew that it was a more important time than ever for people to speak up. Now, I might not have agreed with everything that Charlie said, but I do believe that what he did was motivated by a genuine belief in Jesus and a desire to create the best culture and communities that we can for people. Even if you thought everything he stood for was completely wrong, I hope you can at least see that he was authentic. And that's something I can respect in anyone. Someone who can disagree in a respectful way, even when people act hatefully towards you. I think Charlie did this because he knew that that's what a Christian is called to do. Like Charlie, I'm a Christian. But unfortunately, I don't think that most people know what that means anymore. Even a lot of people who claim to be one. We see today these two opposite sides of people in Christianity. On the one hand, I was so encouraged in the wake of Charlie's murder by the response from the Christian church. Erica Kirk said she forgave the shooter because she knew that that's what a Christian is called to do. And we saw a lot of people responding to the love and forgiveness they saw coming from the church. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for things to flip the other direction. After the LDS Ward shooting in Michigan, we saw Christians coming out who were so concerned with telling LDS church members that they weren't Christians, they forgot to have any compassion for the victims or their families. That doesn't matter right now. A place of worship was just attacked in a country that was founded on religious freedom. We can respectfully disagree about theology later. Jesus said to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. And that doesn't just include the people that you agree with. That brings me to the two main reasons that I started this channel. The first is to talk about what it means to be a Christian. And then the follow-on from that, how do we engage with the people around us? I think if we look at Jesus' life, what it means to be a Christian is simply someone who believes in Jesus Christ and desires to follow his teachings. I think those teachings, if we were to boil them down to the essentials of what it means to be a follower of Jesus, could really be summed up in three things. The first part is this. We as people are broken. We see it in the world around us. We experience it in ourselves. God desires a relationship with us, but we've broken that relationship in our rebellion against him as we've rejected the way that he has designed us. That brokenness is a big deal. To be cut off from the giver and sustainer of life is death. Once that relationship was broken, like a glass shattered in 1,000 pieces, there's nothing that we could do to make it right. But God didn't give up on us. He said, I will take on the death that you have brought on yourselves. And so he came to earth and took on human form in order to pay the penalty for our failures. And he says that if we will put our trust in him as the one who can save us from that and restore that relationship, that we can spend eternity with him. There is life after death with God. That first part is what we call the gospel. It's God's plan to reconcile a people that wandered far from him. Now, the second and third things of what it means to be a Christian are really connected. They're what come after your belief in Jesus. Jesus says in Matthew 22:35 through 37, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. This is the greatest commandment. And the second is like it, to love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus says that the way to live as a Christian is to love and honor God as we love and care for people. Quite simply, That's what it means to be a Christian. It means that I have accepted Jesus as the only way to fix my broken state. And now I have a desire to live for him out of my love for him. And to live for him means to love and honor God by loving and caring for people. So what does it look like to love and honor God? How do we love and care for people? Unfortunately, I think there are some modern misconceptions about what that looks like. But we'll get to those in the next video. For now, be kind to one another, especially those you disagree with. I love you, and more importantly, God loves you. No exceptions.